Good morning, friends, and welcome to Tata Motors presents Partners in Progress, powered by Apollo Tyres. In the first episode of this series, we heard how Ashish Lumba, as a fleet owner, is planning to deal with driver shortage, which he believes will only worsen with time. But transporters are not the only ones who are working to make life better for truck drivers. All truck manufacturers have been working consistently to make life comfortable for the truck drivers. Let's face it, a truck is like a second home for truck drivers. In fact, given the nature of the industry, he spends more time in his truck than his home. And truck manufacturers are trying their best to make this home, the truck, more comfortable. Over the years, technology has changed drastically. But along with that, the truck cabin has also transformed, with manufacturers adding elements as well as technology to make the drive more comfortable with less fatigue. In the second episode of Tata Motors Presents Partners in Progress, powered by Apollo Tyres, we have with us Rajesh Kaul, the Vice President and Business Head, Trucks for Tata Motors. Rajesh tells us how Tata Motors feels about truck drivers and what the company is doing to make their life better, not just for truck drivers, but also for their families, and not just inside the truck, but outside it as well. Just to remind you, at the end of this episode, we have a special feature by Tata International Vehicle Application, also known as TIVA. So make sure you watch this episode till the end. So let's hear it from Rajesh as he takes us into the initiative taken by Tata Motors for truck drivers. But on the other side of this very short break, you are watching Tata Motors Presents Partners in Progress, powered by Apollo Tyres.
अपोलो के 5 स्टार रेटेड टायर लगवाएं, फ्यूल और पैसा दोनों बचाएं।
Welcome back to Tata Motors Presents Partners in Progress, powered by Apollo Tyres. We are in conversation with Rajesh Kaul, who tells us what goes inside a truck that makes the life of a driver less tiring, thus adding more driving hours. Rajesh, welcome to Desh Ke Sarthi, a special series on Trans India. To start with, how important are Sarthis from the perspective of the country's economy as well as the OEMs?
See, it goes without saying. Our Sarthis move the nation. Our economy is incomplete without them. They move our goods. They are our lifeline. One line, they are our lifeline.
But given that they are so important, have they been able to get that kind of respect or importance that they deserve?
So, Girish, your question is very valid. Okay. Regarding the tough profession they are in, regarding the long, duty hours they spend away from their families in different and difficult conditions, I would say this journey from where we were to what we have moved over the years. And now, whether it is the nice cabins, whether it is mandatory air conditioning, whether it is giving them the comfort inside a cabin to has moved quite a few notches up. We are still way behind where we should take them, where we make this driving profession also aspirational. Answer is so far not as much, but there is an intent to change it, to transform it. And we will see through actions, whether it's Tata Motors and I'm sure other OEMs. So to say a few things, you see the technologically better cabins, whether it is ergonomics which is taken care, whether it is safety which is taken care, whether it's comfort through reclining seats, nice air conditioning, better, suspended cabins, all that talks in itself. I think what we need to now invest is the technology part, which is also in the pipeline, which is what we have done post BS6, additional features we are talking about enables all this. So I can for sure say this thing, we are moving in the right direction.
Rajesh, when you go to a drawing board to design a truck, you've come out with so many platforms. You have the Prima, the Sreedna. How much weightage is given to the driver while, right on the drawing board? Is it there?
So it's a very valid and important question. And I must say a couple of things. You've been associated with trucking community for long, Girish. What matters, couple of things, they are very critical for drivers, because we are specific on driver requirements, driver enablement, and driver focus. So one is, like I said, safety, comfort, all this. In all these areas, you will find driver at the center stage of any drawing board. Very, very well thought out. Now it is at another part where driver is also in mind, and the consumer, actual buyer is also in the mind, is about TCO enablement, total cost of operations. So that also helps driver. Technologically advanced trucks, ensuring higher safety, connected vehicle through fleet edge introduction. This is all keeping, driver, consumer, consignee and consumer, and consignee and consigner, all of their interests intact. And this is what is driving any, introduction of any product or any innovation.
Do you also go and talk to drivers on what they need inside a truck? How often does that happen?
So, as I said, if it's sitting in the drawing board, okay, of Tata Motors engineering room, there's a very natural way of picking up through various interactions. So those are very consciously done. If I have something to decide my future, how my future trucks should look like, not only in India but abroad. So we pick up the drivers of different terrains, different applications, whether it's tippers, so the requirement would be different, whether it is e-commerce, long haul, 10 hours continuous driving before it changes to the other driving, requirements are different, clocking far higher kilometers in e-commerce, and if you're, shipping, let's say, steel coils from one corner to another corner, east and south, or east and north, or east and west. So in every area, basis application, basis terrain, basis the segment identified, we interact with drivers, influencers, bring all the feedback in the engineering drawing board, and ensure that all those feedbacks, even though whatever small they may sound, are not ignored. So that forms the very basis of our innovation, I would say.
Rajesh, the trucking industry has really advanced in the last few years, from BS3 to 4, 6, you have telematics, so much going inside a truck. How do you educate the drivers or create that awareness amongst the driver community?
So good. So the insights of a telematics have to be made, smaller action steps. So if you download the whole dump and provide to someone, it becomes very difficult to understand. One can't. Therefore, what do? You make small action points around behavioral changes required. One is behavioral change. Second is consciously what are the new learnings to be adopted. If we are, providing more, I would say, digital enablement through, let us say, you have a driver monitoring system. So how do you make sure that the buzz created or the alarm created is registered and you are able to connect immediately if there is a situation like that, arising. So education program on small insights flowing out of fleet edge have to be converted into concrete action points instead of dumping in one shot. And we have our own driver training institutes. We impart trainings there. We have our key accounts. Almost every one of them have their driver I would say training room, where our people go to them, talk about first a broad, list of things where improvements are required, and then these are also customized. If I have a vehicle X driven by this driver, and there are specific insights. So there's a training capsule curated for that vehicle, which is imparted to that, and you see concrete actions. I have many cases where you would have heard of mileage Sarthi. Okay, mileage Sarthi is one of the most important and critical levers coming out of fleet edge, which enables drivers to do the changes, course correct the habits in order to get better mileage out of the vehicles, better life of the components. So I have some of the customers and I'll take you to them. So they say, moment this was introduced, how has this transformed their business?
We will continue our interaction with Rajesh after this very short break. You are watching Tata Motors presents Partners in Progress, powered by Apollo Tyres. Just to remind you, at the end of this episode, we have a special feature by Tata International Vehicle Application, also known as TIVA. So make sure you watch this episode till the end.
इधर इधर उधर उधर जाए किधर
इधर इधर उधर 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 उधर
ए पकड़ पकड़ जकड़ जकड़ चला किधर ये रपट लपट फिसल फुसल कर देखो मनमानी ओ हर तरफ है खींचातानी जीवन की है यही कहानी अरे जीवन की है यही कहानी जीवन की आसमान घिसा टायर छोटे बच्चे की तरह अपनी मनमानी चलाता है। लगवाइए अपोलो एंडुरेंस आरए टायर। इसकी टेक्नोलॉजी ऐसी कि टायर पर पड़े एक समान दबाव मिले एक समान घिसाव।
तो जीवन भैया अपोलो एंडुरेंस आरए टायर क्यों?
ताकि तरक्की के रास्ते पे टायर की नहीं चले मेरी मनमानी।
Welcome back to Tata Motors presents Partners in Progress, powered by Apollo Tyres. With us is Rajesh Kaul, Vice President and Business Head, Trucks for Tata Motors, who tells us more about the initiatives from Tata Motors that touches the lives of truck drivers and also their families. Rajesh, road safety has always been a cause of concern, and truck drivers more than often find themselves in the firing line. Does Tata Motors take any initiatives to train drivers on safer driving?
So, like I said, Girish, the insights of every driver, the truck in from BS4 era onwards, they drive, are available for us. So, what happens when we go to the any customer? So we naturally pick up their list. Let's say 40 drivers are there driving 40 different trucks. So every individual here has a report card. Okay. And report card is around driving habits, behaviors, rash, or frequent clutching, declutching, extra fuel burning related to concerns around that, harsh or safe, both. Okay. See on the highway, how many times you would have, I mean, there is a detail, you would have deviated from the norms, if I may put it that way. So all these are available. Like I said, these are curated and shared with our transporters. And in fact, we have enabled now, because transporters have access to all this information. It is their fleet edge, their vehicles. So initially, we were finding it hard because you had to every time go train. It's now on an autopilot, I must say. That where are the areas of improvement and where do you think we need to tweak approach and change the driving habits, behavior, and therefore in order to get the better productivity out of a vehicle. So that is doing wonders, because this, our fleet edge, what we offer, the success of this depends on how many times, moment a year is over, it gets renewed. We have very high levels of renewal, meaning it is doing really good for overall transporters business. So that means that it's being really appreciated, the output of or the insights flowing out of the telematics, and therefore it's interesting to see this. So your question, in a way, how much do? We often do this, and now not only us, but transporters are empowered to get these reports of these insights and do on their own also wherever they feel. Okay, so you have, let me expand, sorry for a little more. If there are outliers, somewhere you're not really getting good results, so you actually devil in the details. Absolutely. And then work on it. Everybody appreciates it because it's their profession. Give need-based tweaking, it'll help them improve.
Rajesh, with drivers being at the core of your business, and how do you enable your dealers to provide basic facilities for drivers, be it your car dealers or truck dealers? When a driver goes there, to deliver cars or trucks, does he have any basic facilities?
So I'll stay on trucks, commercial vehicles. So see, you'll see a big change that has happened over a period of time, because it was your first question also. Every stakeholder, now channel partner, which is dealer, yes, is also one of the key stakeholders. Absolutely. Because all these drivers with their vehicles not only buy vehicles from them and drive away from their showrooms, but also go for services. Yes. Okay. So what we have seen is there is sensitization in the overall ecosystem of ensuring that we provide a clean place for drivers' rest. There are basic facilities of, water, drinking water, even large chunk of dealers having bathing facilities, taking rest. Okay, so I see this catching up very fast. And it's a matter of time when I feel 100% of the locations we will see this. Because if we have to grow in our, I would say, from a dealer's perspective, revenue, what are the differentiated services you are providing? Differentiation is the key. Comfort is the key. Wherever you drivers are getting better comfort, they will reach to such locations. And all the members in the chain, all the stakeholders in the chain are sensitized on this aspect and therefore driving. And we feel the change is happening in these locations.
Wonderful. Rajesh, what about additional facilities or initiatives for drivers which are beyond the norms of business? You've been providing insurance, education to, I think, drivers, kids. Can you run us through these programs?
So Tata Samarth, Samarth is about starting with the financial security. See, in the unfortunate incidents of any accident, where extreme things happen, we have ensured that insurance worth 10 lakhs is provided, and we see a lot of families getting that, which is one of the elements of Tata Samarth. Along with that is hospitalization, cashless hospitalization up to 50,000 rupees. So that is also a year. 50,000 a year is also one of the elements which is being appreciated by our drivers and customers also. Then there are, we have financial planning where we have tied up with some, back-end in some financial institutions where they part some monies, corpus is built and it gets appreciated, and whenever the need arises, they get. We have children education program. So where, drive some basic threshold income, and they are also, getting this facilities of whenever such occasions, and this is ongoing. It's every time in a year, but catches up more when the results are out. So these are some of these, elements which we have always kept in mind. Other than that is making sure that our trucks are safe. There's much more included in the truck to provide them the comfort. Now your another point was plus. Like I'll repeat what I said in the previous question. Differentiated benefits, differentiated services, more comfort moment a vehicle is serviced and in the dealer's premises. Are these some of the top-ups? Even though they are not mandated, but I believe these are critical elements which we have to look at in providing a larger gamut of things, for our drivers.
Human touch is what you're adding to the
Human
business
touch,
element.
Human touch, very well captured.
So Rajesh, going forward, are there any plans to make lives of drivers more comfortable, less tiring? Anything on those lines in the pipeline?
So I spoke about technological innovation, digital enablement. It's doing more that. So currently we see, I would say, not more than 5% of the air conditioning trucks. Now, if you are mandated, 100% of the trucks are going to be air conditioned. That is one of the big change. See, throughout the length and breadth of this country, you have harsh weather conditions. Summers are approaching, how hot it becomes. And you have an AC comfort, not only in the mines, on the highways, there would be a far better comfort inside a cabin. Absolutely. Air conditioning is one of the big things. Second is, like I said, lane departure warning, collision mitigation system, electronic stability control. You saw ADAS, Advanced Driver Assisted Systems. What we had, provided a sample in Bharat Mobility. These are the things which are plus for the drivers, right? So when we ensure that a driver is able to, use all these features, it will drive, trucking very differently even in this country. And with highways improving, so I think it'll be very natural to have dedicated lanes, not difficult for reader for a lane departure wanting to read, and therefore make sure that it gets implemented also in the vehicles. So all these are going to make more safer the trucks. Okay, then we are talking about the best in class TCO. So one of the key elements is how quickly we adapt to the learnings of the insights which are flowing out of telematics, and we incorporate that. So this becomes a very natural way of that in every month or once in a month, I pick up my report card and I create a driver dashboard and I look at what are the learnings which still have to get incorporated in my own driving, and that will give me superior performance. So I believe this is a combination of all these small steps, including some technological innovations, including some digital enablement and empowering them, will do things very differently in this country.
Finally, Rajesh, the industry has been grappling with the issue of drivers shortage. Do you think all these elements, initiatives put together will help solve this issue, and will the Sarthi ka beta also go on to become a Sarthi, which is not the trend now?
So you're very right. You see, I mean, if the problem statement is known, and which you rightly picked up, driver's son is not willing to take up that profession because they don't see it really an aspiring one. They don't see it connected with their future. And you fix the problem by looking at it meticulously, each of the elements which are disturbing. I think if we have done that to a long journey, we will see a significant shift in this thought process, in this mindset. And therefore, if you see what you rightly captured is the drivers or the Sarthi's son not willing to take up this profession. So it is touching the core of driver dignity. So they are not feeling that this profession is a respected one. So if I have to give a similar examples for a moment, our soldiers, they defend our borders, and rightly so, they get the highest respect, from every individual in this country. You look at people who manage the disaster management, floods, fire, all these emergency situations, NDRF, which does. Their efforts get appreciated. They become the heroes of the day. Drivers drive the economy of this country. They are at the core of driving the economy. If they stop, it comes to a grinding halt. Remember, in the extreme peak COVID days, trucks were bringing in essentials. Essentials, whether it's food, it's medicines, it's anything and everything, they were allowed by government. So the time has come, and like I said, it is very natural in our design, for improvements, for bringing and giving back to the driver through innovations. Okay, so it's time that all these unsung heroes who drive the economy also get this respect, also are recognized, appreciated, and you will see a natural change, happening from what we want, that their family members also take up this profession, or not just their family members, larger pool of society gets into this profession.
There is no doubt that truck drivers are the backbone of the road transport industry and the country on the whole. But no one realizes that while this profession pays well, the working conditions need a huge overhaul. Are we ready to bring it that change? The change that will make this profession attractive. In the next episode of this series, we will take a look at how other stakeholders are doing their bit to touch the lives of truck drivers and their families. You have been watching Tata Motors presents Partners in Progress, powered by Apollo Tyres. Until next week, stay safe and drive safe. Jai Hind.
Today, Tata International Vehicle Applications Private Limited, TIVA Trailers, is euphemistically called the lifeline of the nation. TIVA Trailers is India's first ARAI certified trailer fabrication company. These trailers or heavy-duty commercial vehicles carry cement, marble, steel, coal, agro products, mining and military equipment, and a wide variety of such cargo across the length and breadth of our country. A vital part of the $128 billion Tata Group, which employs almost 1 million employees worldwide, TIVA Trailers operates from 4 plants located in Pune, Chakan, Nighoje, Jamshedpur and Ajmer, and 56 service points across India. With a mission to be world-class in quality, design development, cost competitiveness, and better operating economics, TIVA Trailers has honed in on 3 key customer concerns: speed, safety, and cost efficiency. For your cargo to reach your customers speedily, safely, and profitably, you would naturally choose a vehicle that best meets your requirements. That's where TIVA Trailers proves to be your effective and trusted partner. The company's client list is impressive and includes Tata Motors, Maruti Car Carrier, Ashok Leyland, Mahindra & Mahindra, Eicher, Bharat Benz, and several other OEMs and all other retailers. Till the 31st of January 2025, more than 62,000 trailers have rolled out of the factories. TIVA Trailers operates in various verticals like the OEM and retail business, defense, and exports. TIVA Trailers specializes in the full load capacity segment, which means that cargo carried in 3 or 4 trucks can be transported on just 1 trailer. This gives you 3 advantages. There is no danger of overloading, there is little chance of breakdown, and it reduces the possibility of accidents, especially because TIVA Trailers are suited to all types of terrains and prevailing climates. Therefore, it comes as no surprise that the company enjoys the number 1 position in the business because the trailers come with several USPs. But first, let's take a quick look at the manufacturing process of the trailers. The most important component of every trailer is the main beam. Each TIVA trailer is made with high tensile materials and has a lightweight H-beam to carry more payload and ensure long durability. The sheet metal comes directly from the mill and is not re-rolled. Required time jig fixtures allow quick and effective assembly of the trailers in the shortest possible time. Argon shield MIG welding ensures uniform bead and penetration. T24 brake chambers are installed on all 3 axles, and all our trailers are with standard braking system with ABS, EBS, TPMS system to ensure immediate braking of the trailer in a crisis as per the client's requirements. TIVA has also been developing its own brake kit. The 162 kN kingpin used is of 2-inch thickness, equivalent to IS 6763, and this is easily serviceable due to bolting. TIVA Trailers axles require hub greasing only after 1.5 lakh kilometers, setting a new standard. Shot blasting and a 500-hour salt spray give a smooth finish to the surfaces. Epoxy primer with PU finish paint ensures that the trailer body and parts resist corrosion and rusting, and UN resistance is more than 2 years. The quality assurance team labels each part with a green marking to certify that it has been checked. This is supported by a third-party quality certification team. The RUPD and SUPD trailers conform to CMVR norms, ensuring quality, safety, and durability. TIVA trailers also provide many other small but useful features As per AIS 113, CMVR and ARAI norms, composed of approved 2-speed landing leg and a 200mm wider RUPD rear plate for better visibility. Today, the organization has a manufacturing capacity of over 10,000 trailers per year, including all variants. TIVA Trailers has a strong service network all over India for immediate customer support and after sales. The company goes beyond commerce and endeavors to contribute to other areas like giving back to the community, caring for the environment, empowering women, and skilling the youth. TIVA Trailers is steadily scaling up to fulfill its vision of being the best in India. TIVA Trailers, rugged, reinforced, reliable. TIVA Trailers, built to perform. One critical and strategic business vertical of TIVA Trailers is the scrapping facility. This facility has been established under the Tata Motors Rewire initiative for the safe and sustainable disposal of end-of-life vehicles or ELVs. Rewire is a testament towards the Government of India's regulations which are aimed at fostering an ethos of a circular economy in India. At this facility, where the principle of recycle with respect is followed, besides ensuring compliance with government regulations, globally benchmarked scrapping and recycling standards are adhered to. The scrappage process here complies with all the guidelines of the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, ensuring complete peace of mind to the customers by offering total transparency in the vehicle deregistration and recycling processes. At the TIVA Trailers scrapping facility, more than 21,000 ELVs can be dismantled annually. Transparent, documented processes and procedures are in place to buy, deregister, depollute, dismantle, dispose, and recycle end-of-life commercial and passenger vehicles as well as two-wheelers. Besides vehicle inspection and ownership verification, these environmentally friendly dismantling processes include battery disconnection and removal, residual fuel extraction, airbag extraction, depollution, residual oil removal and proper disposal, car parts removal, metals and plastics separation, and engine, chassis and frame dismantling. Finally, foolproof disposal ensures the complete elimination of any risk or safety hazard to people and goods. The TIVA Trailers scrapping facility has deployed globally benchmarked, environmentally friendly, state-of-the-art infrastructure, equipment and processes that leave a cleaner footprint and make the roads a lot safer.